Hi friends, today let's discuss about the analysis of continuous beam structure using the StatPro. First double click on this icon. This page will appear. Go to new project, this one new project, and click here as the space, and wherever you want to save, just save it on that folder, and name whatever name can be given. Right now I will be giving the name as continuous beam. Okay, now make sure that the units are meter and kilonewton. The whatever the units length units should be in the meters, and force units must be in the kilonewton, and click on the next, and click here as the add beam, and click on the finish. This page will appear. Okay, now when you go to geometry, this one geometry, and click on this one coordinates, you need to enter the coordinates of each nodes of the beams. Suppose let us take for example, if it is a 4 span continuous or 3 span continuous beam, there will be 4 nodes will be there. Okay, you need to enter the coordinates of the nodes. First let us first take the coordinate of first point as 0 0 0, and second point as 4 comma 0 0, and third point as 8 comma 0 0, and fourth point as 12 comma 0 0. Okay, now 4 nodes have been created. Here you can see 4 nodes are created, and after creating the 4 nodes, you need to connect the you need to add the beam. For that, here is the one dialog box is there, node A and node B. First beam will be, first start of the node is 1, second end of the node is, end of the node of the beam is 2. Similarly, the second span of the beam, continuous beam, first point is 2 points and the last point is 3. And similarly for the third span, first point is 4 and second point is 4. It's first point is 3 and second point is 4. Click on the enter, and now beam has been created. Now you need to assign the support for this. Go to commands option, and then there support specification is there. Click on the support specification and click on the pinned. Here various supports have been given, fixed, pinned, fixed, but basically for you guys it will be only either the pinned and fixed, they will be useful. I'll take the pinned. Pinned means hinged beam, hinged support. Okay, click on this one. Automatically node cursor will come here. Node cursor will come. uh, Node, how to identify the node cursor is on besides the besides the arrow, some node is shown. Okay, if we bring near to that node, it will represent the number of, what is the number of node. If we bring closer to this one, it will be second number of the beam, second number, the node with the third point and fourth point. Okay, now select all the nodes, and then click on the assign to selected nodes and click to assign. Okay, now you can see the all the nodes have been assigned with the pinned support or the hinged support. Okay, now we need to define the member property for this one, or member dimensions. Go to the commands, and then here member property, go to member property, and then prismatic is there. Click on the prismatic, click on the rectangular beam. YD means depth of the beam, ZD means width of the beam. Let us take for example, the beam depth is 0.45 or 450 mm. Everything should be entered in terms of meters. 230 mm as the width of the beam. Okay, for that 0.23 meter is the width of the beam, and select here concrete, material as concrete, and click on the add beam and close this one. Click on this one. And then here, this is the node cursor, this is the beam cursor. click on the beam cursor, select all the beams, select all the beams by holding the control key and click on the assign to selected member. Okay, now you can see besides the member some property it is showing as R1, which means rectangular 1. Okay, that is the confirmation that the member property has been assigned. Again, for after assigning the member property, we need to define the loads over that. What are the loads coming over the beam? Okay, for that go to commands, go to loading, on this one loading primary load, click on the primary load. This dialog box will appear. Click here as the dead load, first dead load. I will take the name as DL, which means dead load. Okay, the name can be given of your own choice, whatever name you can give. And second one is the live load. Here I will take it as LL. Click on the add and close this one. Click on the DL, which is the dead load. Click on this one, go to the add option and then go to the self weight. Self weight factor must be in the y direction. Factor is -1, which is means minus means it represents the downward load. Okay, the self weight will be acting in the downward direction, and then y represents it is acting in the global y direction. uh, Click on the add, and close this one. Here is the global coordinates. This is the x direction, this is the z direction, vertical is the y direction. Click on this one, click on the self weight and then select all the beams, select all the beams and go to the select assign to selected beams and then assign this one. Okay, now you can see self weight is assigned. For check, if you click on this one, if you click on this one, it will show red whatever the selected members are there, to that self weight has been assigned. And then go to the LL, which means the live load. Live load, for that different loads are there, member load, nodal load, different loads are there. For the particular problem, this problem, member load is suitable. Member load in that uniform force, uniform moment, concentrated force, concentrated moment, linearly varying load, trapezoidal load, hydrostatic pressure, or pre or post tension pressure, fixed end, different loads have been defined. For this particular, let us take the UDL. Uniform force means UDL. Click enter -10. -10 means minus represents the it is acting in the global y direction. This is the GY means global y direction. 10 kilonewton per meter is acting. Okay, click on the add, and click on this one. Select the first beam and click on the assign to selected beams, and then you can see UDL has been applied, which is shown in the blue lines, which is the live load, uniformly distributed live load. Next is add the concentrated force. For that you need to take the nodal load or nodal load, or the member load. In that one concentrated force is there, concentrated force, enter it as -10 kilonewton. D1 means from the one end of the beam how much it is distance apart from the one end of the means wherever where the concentrated force is acting. Now our span is 4 meters, span of the beam is 4 meters. I will take it as 2 because it is a centrally applied, and D2 you enter it as 0. Okay, now D1 means it is acting at a 2-meter distance from the one end. Okay, now click on the add, close it, and then click on this one and click the second beam and click on the assign to selected beams and assign. You can see here the concentrated force is acting downwards. Similarly, if you want to assign the linearly varying load, go to the member load and then here linearly varying is there. Now force is acting, there is some picture showing W1 and W2. W1 means if it is a trapezoidal load you need to enter some certain value. If it is a linearly varying triangular load is there, then W1 will be 0, and W2 is the maximum intensity of the load, which is 10 kilonewton per meter. You can see here direction is Y local. This is click on the Y local and add this one. Similarly, you click on this one, click the second beam and then third beam, click on the assign to selected beams, click on the assign. Okay, now here I have given it as positive, that's why it is showing it as upward load. You need to change this one. To change that, you need to double click on this one, click, enter the minus 10 kilonewton. You can change this load. Now you can see the load is acting vertically downwards. Okay, now we have defined the load cases, dead load and live load. Now we need to define the load combinations. What are the how to define the load combination is, click on the load cases details, this load cases details, click on the add, and here define combination is there. One tab is there which is define combination. Click on the define combination. Next you give the name as dead load plus live load, and click on this one. Make sure that this factor is 1. Okay, click on this side, bring it to the right side and add it. Similarly, one more load combination is there which is 1.5 dead load plus live load. Okay, now here the factor will be 1.5. okay, dead load is 1.5, even similarly live load is also factor is 1.5, and click on this add. Okay, now it is the load combinations have been added. You can see dead load plus live load means 1 into load 1 means 1 is this first one represents the factor, whichever is shown in the brackets is right, that represents the factor. And load 1 means this one, load 1 is DL, load 2 is LL, which is live load. Similarly, on the other combination, load combination, 1.5 represents the load factor and load 1 is dead load, and similarly 1.5 represents the load factor and load 2 is live load. Okay, go to the commands. Now go to commands and click on the assign analysis, go to perform analysis. You can check box this as, click this as no print and then okay. Okay, now you can analyze, go to the analyze option and click on the run analysis. Okay, it will show you the, okay, after analyzing you can click on the done and go to the post processing tab, modeling, building planner, piping, bridge deck, post processing, foundation, steel design, ram connection, concrete design, advanced slab design, various tabs are there. In that you go to the post processing tab. Post processing tab, you bring all this should on this side, select only the load combinations which are applicable and click on the apply and then okay. Now you can see some green line is showing, green line, which is the deflection curve. Deflection curve for this one is, this is the deflection curve for this particular beam. To view the deflection curve, here is the button, deflection button is there. If you click that one, then it will show you the deflection curve or elastic curve. And in the post processing tab, one tab is there, one command is there which is results. In that, one option is there, view value. Go to view value and beam results. In that you click on the bending in the ends and in the maximum shear also you can check the ends, and then maximum also. Displacement you can check box with the checkbox has been given which is maximum resultant. Click on the annotate and click on the OK. Okay, close this one. If you want to view the bending moment diagram, this is the deflection curve. Now maximum deflection, you can change the load combinations here. Okay, but always deflection should be calculated for service load combination, that's why it should be taken as dead load plus live load, DL plus LL. Maximum deflection for the first span of the beam is 0.659 mm. For the second span of the beam is 0.133. For the third span of the beam is, for the third span of continuous beam, there is the displacement is 0.412 mm. This is regarding the deflection. Now if you want to view the shear force diagram, here is the Fy button is there, click on that. You can see this is the shear force diagram. Shear force diagram for this particular continuous beam, and then uncheck this and then go to MZ. MZ represents the bending moment diagram. Click on the MZ and then you can see the bending moment value on bending moment diagram for this particular beam. Okay.